I thought I would rank all of the Friday the 13th movies. Now, I've done this before, and I think we even did it on the Movie Busters stream. And I gotta say that my ranking has changed a lot. Um, I've gotten a chance to revisit, not all, but, most of the films here. And because I got the box set, of course. And some of my decisions, like honestly, I had to switch things around, put them in different places because it just seems like I've ended up liking some more than others. Now, I just want to point this out. I like every single film in the series. So if I put something at the end, that does not mean that I don't like it. It just means that I like the others more. So just keep that in mind. So we're gonna go, worst to best, and hope you guys enjoy. And like I said, this is just my opinion. I'm neither right or wrong. It's just my personal choice. Coming in uh, last, or should I say 12th, number 12, is Jason X. As dumb as this movie is, I think it has some of the best kills in the series. And, the space setting is nothing new. Sooner or later, these killers are going to end up in space. Hellraiser, Leprechaun, you know, soon they'll have Michael Myers in space. Or Chucky. It's going to happen one of these times. So that really didn't bother me. It was just the overall story did not make sense in this movie. It kind of stands on its own, to be honest. Um, but it is entertaining for how stupid it is. So, coming in at, let's see, number 11 is Freddy vs. Jason. Now, this movie is fun to watch. I like the fight scenes between Freddy and Jason. But I cannot stand the way they portrayed Jason in this. Ken Kirsinger, it's not his fault. Okay, he did what Ronnie Yu wanted. And Ronnie Yu stated in the special features that he wanted a Frankensteinish like Jason. Jason who's all stiff and he's just walking like he's being controlled. And I'm sorry, that's fucking stupid, in my opinion. Jason is more aggressive. Jason, he would have made Freddy his bitch. Kane Hodder Jason would have. All right. Kane Hodder would have put him in a death lock. You know. Um. So that's something that really bothered me. Even though Ken Kirsinger, he was like the stuntman for Kane, but the thing is, they could have had Kane in there, and Kane even says, he would have done it 100%. So to me, it felt like a piece was missing in this film. Plus, you have annoying characters that just don't stop screaming and smirking. And you have the girl from Destiny's Child. It's like, come on. But anyway, I think the person that carried this movie was Robert Englund, hands down. So, yeah, that comes in at number 11. Coming in at number 10 is the Friday the 13th remake. I think this remake is fine. I don't think it's great. I think it's a little rushed. They tried to fit like the first four films into one movie. So you have like two sets of characters, one in the beginning and one, basically throughout the rest of the movie. To me, Baghead Jason was my favorite. Uh, Derek Mears, I think he's fine as Jason, but when he puts the mask on, he just doesn't look the part for me. I think it's his clothes. The way he looks, the way he's built is fine, but just his clothes, the way they chose to, have his design, I didn't care for it at all. But when he had the bag on his head, I thought he was really aggressive, and he was really, really cool there. So that part was my favorite. As far as the kids go, they're just like any Friday 13th movie. They're just there to die. You don't really care about them too much. Um, but it's not bad, nor is it terrible. It's just like in the middle. It's fine. So could it have been better? Of course. Okay, so we're on. Let's see, that was number 10. Coming in at number 9 for me is Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. Now this was usually higher on my list. Here's the thing. Um, this is Kane Hodder's first appearance, and I thought he looked the best in this movie. But saying that, I just don't like how some of the kills don't show. You know, there's no like uncut version that like the kills just aren't. They're not the greatest, and I don't really care for like the Carrie versus Jason. The telekinesis thing was way. I used to love this freaking movie, and I just think now watching it a bunch of times, I'm just like, this is way too over the top. I mean, you thought Jason X was over the top. This is over the top with a woman with telekinesis powers fighting Jason. You could say it's cool that Jason finally has an adversary where he can stand up to, that someone to stand up to him and fight him. But she didn't really fight him. I mean, think about it. If Jason actually grabbed her, she'd be dead. But the only thing she has against him is her telekinesis ability. She can stand far away and just be like this, or have her fucking dad come out of the lake and grab Jason. She can resurrect her dad. She has that power. Resurrect him to pull Jason down. Who would have thunk? Anyway, yeah, this movie, I still like it. It's just lower now on my list. Coming in at number 8 is Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. I will always defend this film. I think this film gets unnecessary hate. I know a lot of people would consider this the weakest, and I don't understand it. This movie has some of the best kills, the best characters. I like the setting on the boat. So what? He's not in New York. He takes Manhattan. He has to take it somehow. Just because he's not in Manhattan the whole movie does not mean that he doesn't take Manhattan. Okay? I like the pacing. I like the fact that they're on the boat and then they get to Manhattan and they do scenes there, even though it was, I think, with Vancouver. But I'm just saying, the Manhattan setting was awesome, and I think they did enough with it. It would have been silly if the whole movie took place in Manhattan because you have to get there somehow. So the whole movie taking place in Manhattan wouldn't have made sense anyway. Anyway, Kane Hodder was great. I love his look in this. And I feel like this movie has great music. The Darkest Side of the Night is one of my favorite songs. And, yeah, I think this movie's awesome. Coming in at number 7, Jason Goes to Hell. Another movie that people shit on. Fans hate this movie just because Jason's not in it. It's like they can't get past the story or they can't understand the story. So what? Jason's not in it. His entity is. The people who played Jason, like they were being possessed by him, they did a fantastic job. When I looked at them, I felt like they were Jason. That's how good they were. I love the characters in this. This is one of the goriest films ever. This is one of the goriest horror films out there. Not to mention the goriest of the Friday the 13th franchise. Okay? So give it some credit. Kane Hodder played Jason. Now, I like the fact that they went another way. There's something mystical about it. There's some history there. Jason, why wouldn't Jason be some kind of spawn or some kind of demon? I mean, they tried everything to kill him, so it makes sense that he's not human. So why is it so hard to believe? I don't get it. I will defend this film forever. I don't care. I love it, so. Coming in at number 6 is the original Friday the 13th. This will always be a classic to me. This is where it all started. And, yeah, I've talked about it a lot. I love this movie. So, yeah. Coming in at number 5, ironically, is Friday the 13th Part 5, New Beginning. This film is high on my list because I think it's great. It's great as a slasher film, and you got my boy Roy, okay? My boy Roy is one of a kind. The guy, he is a cold-blooded killer. He makes Jason look like a wimp. He really does. I mean, when Jason is a corpse and he comes back, he really dominates. But I'm just saying, Roy doesn't take anybody's shit. You're talking about a paramedic. A regular human being is killing all these people. I mean, he's a beast, okay? A lot of people underestimate Roy. But I love the characters in this movie. And, you know, the guy who played, I forgot his name. The guy who played Tommy in this, in ways, I prefer him over Tom Matheson. Because his acting is really, really good in this film. The struggle that he has to deal with, and the fact that he has been scarred for life at a young age, seeing Jason and dreaming about him and having nightmares, and he's trying to deal with it, and the fact that he knows karate. That's awesome. He's like the Blue Ranger. He looks like Billy the Blue Ranger. Anyway, I love the music in this. Good nudity. Good film. And Ethel. How can you not like Ethel? You big dildo, eat your fucking slop. I'm gonna chop you up into itty bitty pieces, my friend. Just like they did to that piggo at the old fucking crazy farm. Coming in at number 4, Friday the 13th Part 2. Baghead Jason. This is a really, really good film. I think Baghead Jason was a great addition because the first one was his mother. And, you know, I do like Amy Steele as one of the final girls. And I do like the kills to this. So, it's very different if you compare this to the first movie, even though it shoots kind of like, you know, the cinematography and all that's kind of like the first movie. But all in all, it's different because now you have Jason. So, yeah, really good one there. Coming in at number 3, Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. This one is all around great because I love the introduction of, you know, Tommy, and I like the characters in this. I like Jason in this. I like how, you know, here's the thing. I like how Tommy, I like how he has masks. I like how, you know, when he takes the guy up to his room and he shows him his mask collection, that's really, really cool. I remember when I first saw that, I'm like, man, I want to do that. Like, I want to make masks. I used to collect masks too. Maybe him and I have a lot in common. But yeah, Tommy Jarvis, he becomes a great character, a main character throughout the series, and this was the introduction. So some of the greatest lines, like, "You dead fuck." I did not say it. The computer said it. You know, I love it. Coming in at number 2, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. This is where Jason comes back after Part 5. You know, he's buried, and Tommy just can't stand it. He goes to basically make sure Jason is dead, and lightning brings him back to life. I mean, if Freddy can have a dog pissing on him and he comes back to life, why can't lightning, you know, bring Jason back? I mean, lightning, I guess, is more believable in a way, I guess. It's like, you know, the lightning brought him back like Frankenstein. It's like he's a Frankenstein monster. That's kind of what they were going for. But the way Ronnie Yu did it in Freddy vs. Jason is just retarded. But I didn't mind that. I think Jason, here's the thing, I like both ways. I like Jason as a human, and I like Jason as a corpse. I think both of them are different enough, but also equal. Yeah, he does a really good job. In this movie, you know, he gets the machete, and like, I like this movie because it has campers. It actually has, they go into the campground, and you got the camp counselors, but you also got the little kids who are in these cabins and stuff. Um, that to me was awesome because you never, in all the other movies, we never really had that. We never really had like actual campers, like kids. Um, they were either all like teenagers or just at they're at a lake house on Crystal Lake, or they're hanging out somewhere around Crystal Lake. This was an actual camp, and I thought that was really really cool. So um, yeah, this one's great. And you all know my number one. This hasn't changed, and that is Friday the 13th Part 3 or 3D. Um, this is the first movie I ever saw when it comes to Friday the 13th. It was the first horror movie I ever saw. The very first one that I picked up at Suncoast Video. So this to me there's a lot of memories with this, and it's not just why I like the movie. I do like the movie for what it is: the kills, the characters, the music. Well, the music, I don't really care for the beginning music that much as the other stuff, but it's fine. But this is very iconic because Jason first gets his hockey mask here because of Shelley. Thank you, Shelley. And like Larry Zerner, like I like all the characters here. I like the kills, even though they concentrate a lot on the 3D aspect. I still think it's pretty cool. The eye popping with Rick, just a lot of the stuff they do here is really good. But yeah, I think it's just a straight up film. Um, I like Chris. I think she's a good final girl as well. I thought they should have done more with her. I would have loved to see more with her and like Amy Steele and stuff. So, even though they had a part for Amy Steele in this movie, they were completely going to change the story with her. But yeah, they didn't do that. So anyway, that is my number one. Hasn't changed. So there you go, guys. That is my ranking. What's yours? If you guys want to do a response or anything, please do so. But like I said, I'm neither right or wrong on this. This is just my personal opinion, and I'll see you guys in the next video.